Captain Jung Kim stood at the command deck of the Earth ship Horizon looking at the blue-green planet on the main screen. His dark eyes reflected the light of the strange new world. This was his 5th mission as captain, but his first time finding a planet with signs of advanced life. Terax, he said, tasting the name. Are you sure they have not seen us yet, Dr. Park? Dr. Neri Park looked up from her screen. Her face showed both worry and excitement. Our scans show they have technology like ours, maybe better. But we are staying hidden behind their moon for now. Security Chief Da Wong moved closer to the captain. He was tall and strong, with a serious face that rarely smiled. I don't like this, sir. We should learn more before we show ourselves. Captain Jun nodded. I understand your worry, Da. But our job is to make friends with new worlds. We will be careful. The Horizon carried 30 crew members, all trained for first contact. They had weapons, but their real mission was peace. Humans had been exploring space for 50 years, meeting 6 other alien races. All meetings had gone well so far. Captain, called Dr. Neri. I'm getting strange readings from the planet. There are metals we've never seen before, and the life forms. They're not like anything in our records. June looked at the data on his small screen. Something special about them. Their bodies seem to have metal in them. Natural metal, part of their bodies. This was new. June made his decision. We will send a message and then land in an open area away from their cities. Show them we come in peace. The crew prepared for landing. The ship moved from behind the moon and headed toward Terax. They sent messages in basic math patterns, the universal language that had worked with other aliens. No answer came back. Maybe they don't understand, Jun said. Or maybe they're watching us, waiting to see what we do. The Horizon entered the planet's airspace. The ship shook more than it should have. Something's wrong, said the pilot. Controls aren't working right. Suddenly, all screens on the ship filled with strange symbols. We're being hacked, shouted the computer officer. Something is in our systems. Jun tried to take control. Turn everything off and restart. Now. But it was too late. The ship dropped fast toward the ground. Warning sounds filled the air. People held onto anything they could. Crash positions. Jun yelled over the noise. The Horizon hit the ground hard, sliding through trees and dirt. Metal screamed. Glass broke. Then everything went dark. Jun woke up with a sharp pain in his head. Smoke filled the air. Around him, crew members were helping each other up. Some were hurt badly. The ship was broken, with wires hanging from the ceiling and walls bent inward. Status report, he called, his voice rough from the smoke. Day limped over to him. Half the crew is hurt, but no one is dead. Communication systems are down. We can't call home. Dr. Neri was checking her small computer. Something pulled us down. It wasn't an accident. A loud bang came from outside the ship. Then another. Someone or something was trying to get in. Get ready, Jun said, reaching for his stun gun. Take 5 people and guard the injured. Nari, try to send any kind of signal home. The banging stopped. Then, with a horrible sound of tearing metal, the main door was ripped open. Tall shapes stood in the doorway. The setting sun behind them made it hard to see details, but one thing was clear. They had long, curved claws coming right out of their hands. The claws shined like metal in the fading light. One of the shapes stepped forward. It looked like a mix of a human and a big cat, standing on 2 legs. Its body was covered in short fur with dark spots. But what June couldn't stop staring at were the claws. They looked sharper than any knife, and stronger than steel. The alien looked at the humans with yellow eyes that showed no fear, only curiosity, and maybe something worse. Hunger for knowledge, the dangerous kind. We are peaceful, Jun said, stepping forward with empty hands. We come to learn about you and share. The alien moved faster than any human could. Its claws flashed in the dim light. The last thing June saw before darkness took him again was those claws reaching for his crew. June woke up with a bad headache. He was lying on a hard metal table in a room with bright lights. He tried to move, but his hands and feet were tied down with metal bands. "Captain, are you awake?" It was Dr. Neri's voice. June turned his head and saw her on another table nearby. Her face had cuts, but she looked okay. "Where are we? Where's the rest of the crew?" June asked. "I don't know where everyone is," Neri said. "Dai is in another room. I saw them take him there. I've been awake for about an hour." The room was clean and full of strange tools. It looked like a lab or a doctor's office, but nothing was made for humans. A door slid open, and 3 tall creatures walked in. Now June could see them clearly. They looked like big cats standing on 2 legs, with spots on their fur like leopards. Their faces were flat, with wide noses and yellow eyes. But the most scary thing was their hands. Each finger ended in a long, curved claw that shined like metal. One of them stepped forward. "You are awake." "Good." Its voice was rough, but clear. It spoke English, which surprised June. "How do you know our language?" June asked. "We have been watching your kind for some time," the creature said. "I am Commander Rax. You are now part of our research." Rax moved closer, and his claws made a soft sound as they touched the metal table. "You humans are strange, so soft. No claws, no fangs, no real strength. Yet you travel between stars." "We come in peace," June said. "We want to learn about your people and share knowledge." Rax made a sound like a laugh. "Peace is for the weak. Knowledge is power. And we will learn all about you." Another creature came in, pushing a cart with a human woman on it. She was awake but looked tired. Her dark hair was cut short, and her eyes showed that she had been here for a long time. "This is Test Subject 12, Rax said. "She has been helpful." The woman looked at June. "I'm Hannah Lee, engineer from the ship Pathfinder *. We were taken 6 months ago." June felt a cold fear in his chest. "How many of you?" "8 at first," Hannah said quietly. "5 now." Rax seemed pleased. "Human bodies are weak, but they last longer than we thought. Subject 12 will show you to your new home." The bands holding June and Neri down opened with a click. 2 guards with long stick weapons watched them carefully. Rax left the room, and the guards made June, Neri, and Hannah walk out into a long hallway. "Where are we?" June whispered to Hannah. "Underground lab," Hannah said. "They call themselves Taraxians. Their whole planet is like them. Beautiful, but with sharp edges. They've been studying us to learn why humans are successful without natural weapons." They walked through many hallways until they reached a large room with clear walls. Inside were other humans, some from June's crew and some he didn't know. Security Chief Dai was there, his arm in a simple bandage. He looked angry but unhurt. "Captain," Dai said when he saw June. "They've taken half our crew to different rooms. The rest are here." The guards pushed them into the room and left. The clear walls let the Taraxians watch them from all sides. "They treat us like animals in a zoo," Hannah said. "But that's their mistake. They think because we don't have claws, we are not dangerous." June looked around at his crew. Some were hurt, all were scared, but they were alive. "Tell me everything you know about this place," he said to Hannah, "and about them." Hannah's eyes showed a small light of hope for the first time. "They're strong and fast, with those metal claws that can cut through almost anything. But they have weaknesses too. They don't understand humans. They don't understand loyalty. And that," June said, "might be how we survive." Outside the clear walls, more Taraxians gathered to look at the humans, their metal claws shining under the lights. They watched with cold, curious eyes, not knowing that their captives were already planning. 3 days passed in the clear cell. The Taraxians took humans away for tests and brought them back tired or hurt. But no one died, which gave June hope that the aliens wanted to learn, not kill. Dr. Neri was taken most often. The Tyrexians seemed interested in her because she was smart. Today, she came back with something hidden in her sleeve. "Look what I got," she whispered when no guards were watching. She showed a small flat device, like a computer screen. "I took it from their lab when they weren't looking." Deb moved close. "Can you read their language?" "A little," said Neri. "They let me see their files because they want me to explain human science to them. I've been learning their words." June looked at the clear walls. "Be careful. They're always watching." "Not always," said Hannah with a small smile. "They sleep for 16 hours every 3 days. All of them at the same time. It's starting soon." "Why didn't you tell us?" asked Da. "I had to know if I could trust you," said Hannah. "Many new humans came before you. Some tried to fight and got killed. Some gave up. I needed to see what kind you are." June understood. "And now?" "Now I think you might help us all get free," said Hannah. When the lights dimmed, meaning the Tyrexians were going to sleep, Neri showed them what she found on the device. "They're studying us because they don't understand how humans became so successful," she said. "Look at this." The screen showed pictures of humans helping each other, working together. There were notes in the Tyrexian language. "They live alone most of their lives," Neri explained. "They only come together to mate and have children. They can't understand why we work in groups." "That's why they keep us together," said June. "They're watching how we act with each other." Day had been quiet, but now he spoke. "I've been mapping this place in my head. Every time they take me somewhere, I count steps and turns." He used his finger to draw a map on the floor. "The lab is here. The sleeping rooms for them are here. And there's a big room with machines that might be where they talk to other Tyrexians." Hannah pointed to a spot on his map. "There's another room with human things they took from our ships. I saw our communication devices there." June felt a spark of hope. If we could get to those, we might call for help. "There's something else," said Nari, looking worried. "They're planning more painful tests soon. They want to see how we react when one of us is hurt, to test our group bonds." A young crew member named Ta, who worked in communications on the Horizon moved closer. "Who will they test on?" "Young ones," said Neri. "Like you, Ta." Ta looked scared but tried to be brave. "What will they do to me?" "Pain tests," said Neri, "to see how the rest of us react." June put his hand on Ta's shoulder. "We won't let them hurt you for long. We need to make a plan now." Dad looked at the others. "I've noticed something about their claws. When they touch certain metals, there's a small spark. I think electricity affects them." "Yes," said Hannah. "Their claws are part of their bodies, made of a special metal that grows from their bones. Strong electricity can make the claws stop working for a while." "And I found out about a chemical they use in their labs," added Neri. "It makes them slow and sleepy. They use it when they need to cut their claws." June looked at his people, some from his ship, some from other ships, all humans far from home. They were scared but ready to fight. "Here's what we'll do," he said. "Next time they take one of us to the lab, we'll try to get more of what we need. The chemical, something to make electricity. We'll wait for their long sleep time. Then we'll find our communication devices and call for help." "It's dangerous," said Hannah. "If they catch us planning, they'll separate us." "Then we'll be careful," said June. "But we have one thing they don't understand." "What's that?" asked Ta. "Each other," said June. "They fight alone. We fight together. That's how humans have always survived." Outside their clear prison, the Tyrexians' cameras recorded everything. But they did not understand the power of the quiet words being shared. They did not understand loyalty yet. They would learn soon. 2 more days passed. Each time the Tyrexians took someone for tests, that person tried to bring back something useful. Neri got more of the chemical that made the aliens sleepy. Dave found small metal parts that could make a weapon. Hannah collected bits of wire and tech pieces. They hid these things in their sleeping mats and under loose floor tiles. They talked in whispers when the guards weren't looking. They made plans. Then, the day they all feared came. Commander Rax and 4 guards entered the clear cell and pointed at Ta. "This one," said Rax, "for the special test." Ta looked at Captain June with scared eyes. June wanted to stop them, but he knew fighting now would ruin their escape plan. "Be brave," June told Ta. "Remember, we are with you." The guards took Ta away. An hour later, all the humans were moved to a different room with seats like in a theater. At the front was a clear box with Ta inside, tied to a chair. Commander Rax stood before them. "Today we will learn how humans respond when a young pack member is in pain. Watch closely." A machine in the box with Ta made a humming sound. Ta's body went stiff, and his face showed terrible pain. But he did not scream. The humans in the seats moved forward, angry and ready to fight. Guards with weapons held them back. "Interesting," said Rax. "You all show signs of stress when one who is not family is hurt. This is not normal for thinking beings." The machine stopped. Ta took deep breaths, sweat on his face. He looked at his fellow humans and gave a small nod to show he was okay. "Now," said Rax, "we will see what happens when the pain is worse." The machine started again. This time, Ta could not hold back his screams. The sound cut through the room like a knife. Captain June stood up. "Stop this. Take me instead." Other humans stood too. "No, take me," said Nari. "Me," said Da. "Use me instead," said Hana. Rax looked confused. His ears moved back and forth, trying to understand why so many would offer to take pain for another. "Sit down," he ordered. "The test continues." But the humans would not sit. They pushed against the guards, not with hate, but with a need to help Ta. The guards used their weapons to push them back, but still they tried to reach their friend. Rax watched with yellow eyes that could not hide his surprise. He held up a clawed hand, and the machine stopped. "Enough for today," he said. "Take them all back." The guards put Tai on a wheeled bed and took all the humans back to their clear cell. Tai was hurt but alive. Once the guards left, everyone gathered around him. "I'm sorry," said June, his voice low with anger and sadness. "I should have stopped them." "No," said Ta weakly. "You did right. Now they showed us something important." "What?" asked Da. "They showed us they don't understand us at all," said Ta. "Did you see Rax's face? He was confused by how we acted." Hana nodded. "It's true. In all my time here, I've never seen them look so unsure." June made a decision. "We can't wait any longer. The next time they sleep, we move." "But we're not ready," said Nari. "We need more time to prepare." "No," said June, looking at Ta's pale face. "They'll keep hurting us to see how we respond. We go in 2 days, during their next long sleep." That night, when the lights were low, Hannah showed June what she had been making from all the small parts she collected. It was a small sending device, like a radio but more complex. "If we can get to the communication room," she said, "I might be able to send a message to Earth ships. But we need a power source." "We'll find one," said June. "We have to." In another part of the cell, Dai was showing others how to make simple weapons from the things they had gathered. And Neri was teaching everyone about the chemical that could slow down the Taraxians. Outside the cell, Commander Rax watched the humans on a screen. He did not understand what they were planning, but for the first time, he felt something new when he looked at them. Not just curiosity, but worry. The humans had 2 days to get ready. They worked in small groups, sharing ideas and making plans. Tog was still weak, but he helped by telling the others what he saw in the testing room. "There's a big power box on the wall," he said. "It has lights that flash blue. It might be what we need for Hannah's device." Jun gathered everyone in a circle when the guards weren't watching. We need to know who can do what, he said. Hannah, you and Neri will go for the communication room. Day, you lead a team to find other human prisoners. I will make sure the guards don't wake up early. What about the chemical? Asked Neri. We don't have enough to put all the guards to sleep. We don't need to, said June. We just need to keep them sleeping longer than normal. Can you make more? Neri thought about it. Yes, but I need to get into the lab again. By luck, the next day Rax ordered Neri to help in the lab. While the Tyraxian scientists were busy, she made more of the sleep chemical and hid it in her clothes. That same day, Day was taken to another part of the building. On the way, he saw something important. A room full of human things from their ships. He saw guns, tools, and food packs. The Tyraxians had taken everything from the crashed ships. When Day returned, he told the others what he saw. If we can get to that room, we can get real weapons. But how do we get out of this cell? Asked one of the newer prisoners. Hannah smiled. I've been working on that. She pulled a small device from her hidden pocket. It looked like a mix of wires and small metal parts. This can break the lock on our cell. I made it from parts I've been collecting for months. June looked at her with new respect. You've been planning this for a long time. Every day, said Hannah. I just needed help to make it work. On the morning of the escape day, the humans were ready. They had hidden their tools and weapons under clothes and in secret spots around the cell. They had a plan for who would go where and what each person would do. Then something unexpected happened. Commander Rax came to the cell with 6 guards. You, he said, pointing at June. Come with me. The others looked worried. Was their plan discovered? June gave them a calm look as he left, trying to tell them to stick to the plan no matter what. Rax took June to a small room with screens showing all parts of the building. Watch, he said. On one screen, June saw Tyraxians doing tests on what looked like pieces of human skin and blood. On another screen, he saw maps of Earth. We know more about you than you think, said Rax. Your bodies are weak, but your minds are interesting. You solve problems in ways we don't expect. What do you want from me? Asked June. To understand, said Rax. His claws clicked on the metal table between them. Why do you help each other even when it brings you pain? Why did you all offer to take the young one's place in the test? June saw that Rax truly didn't understand, because that's what humans do. We survive together. We feel each other's pain. We help each other because it makes us all stronger. Rax's yellow eyes narrowed. That makes no sense. The strongest survive by being stronger than others, not by helping the weak. Maybe that's why you're still on one planet, and we're exploring the stars, said June. Rax showed his teeth, sharp and white. We will see who is truly stronger. Tonight, we start the next phase of testing. Your people will be separated. Let's see how you help each other when you're alone. When June returned to the cell, he told the others what he learned. They had to move faster than planned. We go as soon as their sleep time starts, he said. No waiting. They want to separate us tonight. The humans checked their hidden tools one last time. Hannah held her lock-breaking device tight in her hand. Neri had the sleep chemical ready in small packets. Da had made simple weapons from hard parts of their beds. As the lights began to dim, meaning the Tyraxians were going to their sleep rooms, June looked at his fellow humans. Ready? He asked. They all nodded. None of them looked afraid anymore. They looked determined. They were stronger together than any claw or fang could ever be. The lights in the building grew dim. It was time for the Tyraxians to sleep. 2 guards stayed outside the clear cell, but their eyes were already heavy. Now, whispered June. Neri threw the sleep chemical through the small air holes in the cell wall. The powder floated in the air around the guards. Soon both guards were sleeping deeply. Hannah moved to the door with her small device. She put it against the lock and pressed a button. There was a soft click, and the door opened. Everyone remember the plan, said June. Die, take your team and find the other human prisoners. Hana and Neri, go to the communication room. The rest come with me to get weapons. They moved quietly through the dark halls. The sleeping Tyraxians made loud breathing sounds behind closed doors. Day's team went left, Hana and Neri went right, and June led the others straight ahead. June's group found the room with human things from their ships. Inside were tools, food, and even some weapons. They took what they could carry. Look for something that makes electricity, June told them. Remember, it hurts their claws. One of the crew found small shock sticks that Earth police use. They took all of them. Meanwhile, Day's team found 3 more rooms with human prisoners. These people were from other Earth ships that had been caught by the Tyraxians. They were thin and weak, but happy to be free. Follow us, said Da. We're all getting out of here today. Hana and Neri reached the communication room. It was full of strange machines. Can you make it work? Asked Neri. Hana looked at the controls. I think so. I need time. She started connecting wires from her small device to the bigger machines. Neri kept watch at the door. Back in the cell area, one of the sleeping guards woke up too early. He saw the empty cell and made a loud howling sound that echoed through the whole building. That's the alarm, said June. We need to hurry. They ran through the halls, trying to reach the communication room. Behind them, they heard the sounds of many Tyraxians waking up. June's group met Data's group in a big hallway. Together, they ran toward the communication room. But before they could get there, 5 Tyraxian guards appeared in front of them, their metal claws out and ready. Stop them, shouted Commander Rax, who was behind the guards. His yellow eyes were wide with anger. The guards jumped forward. Their claws flashed in the dim light. They were fast and strong, but the humans were ready. June used a shock stick on the first guard. When the electricity touched the guard's metal claws, he fell down screaming. The other humans did the same, fighting together in teams of 2 or 3 against each guard. But there were more Tyraxians coming. Rax himself jumped toward June, his claws aiming for June's throat. June dodged just in time, but Rax's claws cut deep into his shoulder. The pain was terrible, but June stayed on his feet. Keep going, he shouted to the others. Get to the communication room. Day wanted to help June, but June pushed him away. Go. Make sure Hana sends the message. Day nodded and led the others forward, fighting through more guards. June faced Rax alone. Blood ran down his arm, but he held the shock stick tightly. You're bleeding, said Rax. You're weak. You should give up. Humans don't give up, said June. And we're not weak. He lunged forward with the shock stick. Rax was too fast and knocked it away with his claws. The stick broke into pieces. Rax smiled, showing all his sharp teeth. Now what will you do, human? June didn't answer. He just kept fighting, even though he knew he might die. He had to give the others time to send the message home. In the communication room, Hana finally got the machine working. It's ready, she said. I can send a message to any Earth ship in this part of space. Neri looked out the door. She could hear the fighting getting closer. Hurry. They're coming. Hana's fingers moved quickly over the controls. Earth Emergency Channel. This is Engineer Hana Lee of the Pathfinder *. We are prisoners on planet Tyrax. Sending location now. Many humans need rescue. The aliens have metal claws and are very dangerous. Please hurry. She pressed the send button just as the door burst open. The door to the communication room burst open. Hana and Neri turned, ready to fight. But it was Da who ran in with 5 other humans. Did you send it? Da asked, breathing hard. Yes, said Hana. The message is sent. Now Earth knows where we are. Good, said Da. But we have a new problem. More Tyraxians are waking up, and June is fighting Rax alone to give us time. Neri looked worried. We need to help him. Wait, said Hana, looking at the screens in the room. Look at this. On one of the big screens, they could see many files with pictures of Earth. There were maps of human cities, pictures of weapons, and plans for ships. "They're not just studying us," said Hana. "They're planning to attack Earth." Day hit the wall with his fist. "We have to stop them." Neri looked at the machines. "Maybe we can destroy their data. If we break these computers, they'll lose everything they collected." Hana thought for a moment. "We can do better than that. We can make the whole building lose power. Look." She pointed to a map on the wall that showed the building they were in. "There's a power room here. If we overload it, everything will shut down." "But how do we get out after that?" asked one of the other humans. Hana smiled. "When power systems fail, emergency doors open automatically. It's a safety rule on every planet." Day nodded. "Good plan, but we need to get June first." They left the communication room and moved through the halls. The fighting sounds led them to a large room where June was still facing Rax. June was bleeding from many cuts, but he was still on his feet. Around them, other humans and Tyraxians were fighting. "Help the others," Day told his group. "I'll get June." Day ran to June's side with a shock stick. Together, they faced Rax. "Your humans sent a message," Rax said, sounding angry. "It doesn't matter. No one will come in time to save you." "You're wrong," said June. "Earth protects its people." Rax laughed. "Your Earth will be our next hunting ground. We've studied you enough. Soon, we will take your planet too." "Not if we stop you first," said June. Meanwhile, Hana and Neri had reached the power room. Inside were big machines that hummed with energy. "How do we overload it?" asked Neri. Hana looked at the controls. "We need to make it use too much power at once. Like this." She began pressing buttons and turning dials. Warning lights started to flash, and a loud noise filled the room. "How long do we have?" asked Neri. "Maybe 5 minutes," said Hana. "Then everything will shut down." They ran back to find the others. When they reached the big room, the fighting was still going on. Day and June were pushed against a wall by Rax and 2 other Tyraxians. "June," shouted Hana. "We need to go now. The power is going to fail." June nodded. He understood the plan. "Everyone out." He shouted to the humans. "Follow Hana. Now." The humans began to pull back, running toward the exit Hana pointed to. But June didn't move. He stayed facing Rax. "Go," he told Da. "I'll keep them busy." "No," said Da. "We all go together." "That's an order," said June. His voice was weak but firm. "Get our people home." Before Dai could argue more, the lights began to flicker. The power was starting to fail. Rax looked up, confused. "What did you do?" "We beat you," said June. "With our minds, not our claws." Rax roared with anger and jumped at June. His claws cut deep into June's chest. June fell to his knees. "No," shouted Da. He ran forward with his shock stick and hit Rax with all his strength. The electricity made Rax scream and fall back. Day grabbed June and pulled him toward the exit. June was heavy and bleeding badly. The building's lights went out completely. Emergency lights came on, casting a red glow over everything. Just as Hana had said, the doors began to open automatically. "This way," shouted Hana, leading everyone out. Behind them, they could hear Rax shouting orders to his Tyraxians. They were coming after the humans, but now the humans had a head start. As they ran through the opening doors, June whispered to Dai, "Did we destroy their data?" "Yes," said Dai, though he wasn't sure. "The message is sent, and their plans are stopped." June smiled weakly. Then it was worth it. Outside the building, under the alien stars of Tyrax, the humans ran toward an unknown future, carrying their wounded captain with them. The humans ran into the dark forest outside the Tyraxian building. The 3 moons of Tyrax gave just enough light to see. They were 26 people now from different Earth ships, all running for their lives. "We need to find a place to hide," said Da. He and another strong man were carrying June, who was still bleeding badly. Hana pointed to a hill in the distance. There, we might see them coming from high ground. They moved as fast as they could. Behind them, they could hear the angry sounds of Taraxians following their trail. The aliens were faster than humans, and their night vision was better. "They'll catch us soon," said Neri, who was helping a limping woman. Day looked down at June. The captain opened his eyes. "How many weapons do we have?" he asked weakly. 6 shock sticks and 2 guns from our ships," said Da. "Not enough." June tried to sit up. "Get me to the top of that hill. I have a plan." When they reached the top of the hill, they found a group of large rocks that made a good hiding place. June asked them to prop him up against one of the rocks. His shirt was soaked with blood, but his eyes were clear and focused. "Die, give me one of the guns," he said. "Hana, how long until help could come?" Hana thought about it. If any Earth ships were close by, maybe an hour, if not days. "Then we make our stand here," said June. "Put the weakest people in the middle. Everyone with a weapon forms a circle around them." They did as he said. The wounded and the children from one of the ships went in the center. The strongest formed a circle facing outward, weapons ready. Soon, they heard the sounds of Taraxians coming up the hill. "They're coming from all sides," said Da. June nodded. "Just like I thought. Rax is smart. He knows how to hunt." "What do we do?" asked Neri. "We fight," said June simply. "And we protect each other." The first Taraxian appeared, its eyes glowing in the dark. Then more came, moving through the trees like shadows. There were at least 30 of them, led by Rax himself. "You have nowhere to go," called Rax. "Surrender now, and some of you may live." "We're not going back," June called back, his voice stronger than before. Rax showed his teeth. "Then you all die here." He gave a signal, and the Taraxians attacked from all sides. They jumped over the rocks, claws out, ready to kill. The humans fought back with everything they had. The shock sticks worked well, making the Taraxians scream when electricity hit their metal claws. The guns kept others at bay. But there were too many enemies. A young Taraxian got past Da and jumped toward the center where the children were. Neri threw herself in the way, taking the claws in her shoulder instead of letting them hit a child. Day turned and hit the Taraxian with his shock stick. "Neri," he shouted, "are you okay?" "I'll live," she said, holding her bleeding shoulder. "Watch your back." The fighting was hard. The humans were getting tired, and their weapons were running low on power. 3 more people were hurt badly, but still they fought, protecting each other. Then, just when things looked worst, a bright white light filled the sky. It was so bright that everyone, humans and Taraxians, had to cover their eyes. A loud sound like thunder rolled over the hill. The ground shook. "Look," shouted Hana, pointing up. A huge ship was coming down from the sky. It was much bigger than the Horizon Asterisk, or any of the other Earth ships that had crashed. On its side were the words, "Earth Defense Force." Smaller ships came out of the big one, flying fast toward the hill. They had bright lights that showed everything below. "They came," said June, smiling despite his pain. "I told you Earth protects its people." The Taraxians began to run back down the hill, confused by the lights and the ships. Only Rax stayed, staring at the ships with hate in his yellow eyes. "This isn't over," he said to June. "We will find your Earth." "And we'll be waiting," said June. The small ships landed around the hill. Men and women in Earth uniforms came out, carrying real weapons. They moved quickly to protect the humans and chase away the remaining Taraxians. A medical team ran to help the wounded. They went to Jun first. "Captain Jun Kim," asked one of the medics. "We got your message." "Hold on, sir. We've got you now." As they lifted him onto a stretcher, Jun reached out and took Daya's hand. "See, loyalty is stronger than pain." Remember that. 6 months later, Captain Jun Kim stood before the Earth Council in the Great Meeting Hall. His uniform was clean and new, but everyone could see the scars on his face and hands. These were small compared to the scars hidden under his clothes. Next to him stood his crew. Dr. Nari Park with her arm in a special brace. Security Chief Da Wang, looking strong and proud. Engineer Hannah Lee with new stars on her uniform for bravery. And young Communications Officer Ta, no longer looking scared but standing tall. The leader of the Earth Council, an older woman named Director Sun, looked at them with respect. Captain Kim, because of you and your crew, we learned about a new enemy before they could attack us. Your warning gave us time to prepare. June nodded but said, it wasn't just me. It was all of us together. And some gave their lives so we could bring this warning home. 4 humans had died during their escape and the fight on the hill. Their names were written on a special wall in the meeting hall. Director Sun continued, what you learned about the Taraxians has helped us understand them. They are strong, but they fight alone. They don't know how to work together like humans do. That was their weakness, said June. They couldn't understand why we would risk our lives for each other. Dae stepped forward. They thought we were weak because we don't have natural weapons. They were wrong. The council members nodded. For the past 6 months, Earth had been getting ready for a possible Taraxian attack. Ships were built, weapons were made, and plans were created. But there's more news, said Director Sun. Yesterday we received a message from the Taraxians. They want to talk. They want peace. June looked surprised. Peace? After what they did? Yes, said the director. It seems your escape changed how some of them think about humans. A group of younger Taraxians has taken control from the old leaders. They want to learn from us, not fight us. Hannah smiled. So our message got through in more ways than one. They've asked for a meeting, said Director Sun. And they've asked for you, Captain Kim, to be there. Will you go? June looked at his crew. They all nodded. Yes, he said. We will go. But we go together. 3 weeks later, June and his crew stood in a big meeting room on a neutral space station. The doors opened, and a group of Taraxians walked in. They moved with the same grace and power that June remembered, their metal claws catching the light. But this time, their claws were pulled back, showing they came in peace. The leader was not Rax, but a younger Taraxian with lighter-colored fur. I am Leader Taro, he said in good English. Thank you for meeting with us. June stepped forward. Why did you ask for me? Because you showed us something we didn't understand before, said Taro. On our world, the strong survive by being stronger than others. But you humans are different. You are strong because you stand together. Taro held out his hand with his claws pulled all the way back. It was a sign of great trust among Taraxians. We want to learn this strength. We want to understand loyalty. June looked at the offered hand. He thought of all the pain, all the friends lost. Then he thought of the future. He reached out and shook Taro's hand. It won't be easy, said June. Trust has to be earned. We know, said Taro, but we have time. And we have much to learn from each other. As they began to talk about a peace agreement, June caught Dae's eye across the room. Dae nodded, understanding what this meant. They had done more than just escape or save Earth. They had changed how an entire race thought about strength. The Taraxians had claws sharper than steel, but humans had shown them something even stronger. The power of standing together, of fighting for each other, of loyalty that was sharper than pain. And that was a weapon that would never break.